we could have made that work, but we just don't know what's happening out there.
The numbers that I've come up with is the most you should be paying for this building is £1 million.
I don't know whether it's just a bit too optimistic.
That still doesn't quite make sense to me either.
I don't mean to cut in, I have to. You've given 3 prices that you've told you're going to give the vendor.
It's just said that, Nicholas. You need to listen.
Property Elevator is back for Series 8 and we are bigger than ever. This year, we see our angels looking to invest their hard-earned cash into some of the best property deals on the market. But will they be keeping their lights green? Or will they be turning them red? Our angels are seasoned developers, investors and mentors with a combined experience of over 100 years. Our debt angel is Scott Marshall. Our equity angels are John Howard, Paul Mahoney, Hayley Andrews, Nicholas Woolwork and Ranjan Bhattacharya. It's up to our contestants to impress one or more of our angels for that all-important guidance and funding that they so desperately want. So, let's meet some of today's hopeful candidates, pitching their deals on today's show. Hi Sebastian and welcome to Property Elevator.
Hi.
How are you feeling?
Nervous, but also excited.
Good, good. I am sensing a little bit of nerves, but you look like you're about to ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah?
Yes.
Good.
Definitely.
Tell me a little bit about the deal then that you've brought.
So the deal is a 2-bedroom flat in Chelsea with a short lease of 51 years. I got it via handwritten leaflet.
Wow, okay. So is Chelsea a specific area of yours that you tend to focus on?
Not necessary, but I was on the way, so I've chopped the leaflets and I've got a reply after 8 months.
Excellent. So short leases, is that something that you focus on?
Yes,
Yeah?
absolutely.
Okay, so you have some experience already.
I have, but I have from back home, not as much from UK, so
Okay, where's home for you?
home is Poland.
Lovely. Okay. Well, good luck. It's time to send you up to the angels. Wishing you all the best, and we will have a chat when you come back down, okay?
Lovely, thank you.
Go ahead.
Hello angels, my name is Sebastian and today I would like to show you and present to you the deal I'm currently working on. It is a 2-bedroom flat in Chelsea for £850,000 that has a very short lease of 51 years remaining. Today I'm looking for an angel or angels to invest £310,000 into a deal for a 50-50 profit split, where we can make in worst case scenario 100,000 or in a best case scenario 200,000 between each other. Timescale is 12 months and security we want a first charge. I'm in direct contact with the vendor who responded to my handwritten leaflet, although the property is on the market and hasn't been sold for over 6 months. And I'm also in contact with a solicitor who specializes in short leases. The lease extension will take approximately 6 months and will cost around £195,000. The pessimistic GDV is 1.1 and the optimistic GDV is £1.3 million based on sold comparables within a quarter of a mile in the last 12 months. My aim is to extend the lease and renovate the property. Typically, when we want to flip the property, we have to buy it first. We have to buy it ideally below market value, and that means very often we don't make a deal at all. So the question is, can we actually can we flip the property without buying it in the first place? So when we buy the property, we have to pay at least stamp duty, and if we don't buy for the cash, we have to put the finance cost into it. And that comes at least to £160,000. That doesn't go to me, doesn't go to you, doesn't go to the vendor. So the question is, can we do it? And the answer is yes. We can assist the vendor with the sale by extending the lease, by renovating the property, and then together sell it. How do we do that? We get the option, the assignable option, where we have 12 months to sell the property at any point of time, where we have a right to extend the lease, renovate the property, And once everything is done, we can put it together on the market, sell it and share the profit. Thank you, Angels. I hope you like the idea and the deal, and I'm happy to answer all of your questions.
Sebastian, thank you very much for coming. I'm not sure we need a property lesson from you, but thank you anyway. Who would like to start? Ranjan, would you like to start this?
Well, I thought that was superb for the viewers. It just shows that one of the big problems in London is the stamp duty, and that is the strategy to get around it. So well done for picking up on that. What's the profit share with the vendor that you've negotiated?
So we have to get a minimum price, which will be around 700,000. And I've offered, if we sell anything over £1.1 million, we share 50-50 profit.
Okay, sorry. The purchase price you've agreed is...
No, it's on the market for 850.
Yes.
But I spoke with the vendor a couple of times. I know the personal situation, and I know the vendor will accept around 750.
Yeah.
But I could not compete at the time with the estate agent, who is a friend of the vendor, who offered to put in the market for 900. And after almost 7 months, there's no offers and it hasn't been sold.
I get that. What I'm trying to get at is, what is the share that the vendor is getting? Are you having a notional base price of the property today, and then you sell it for X, less cost?
Yes, so the
What is that base
price for
I'm
the
saying?
vendor will be 700, actually 690,000 that we offer them. And if we sell it for over 1.1, we share everything 50-50.
I don't mean to cut in, I have to. You've given 3 prices that you've told you're going to give the vendor. You said 750, then 700, and now it's 690.
And 850.
And it's
Right,
on the
so
market for 850, and then
yes.
at one point you mentioned 900. I'm completely lost already. Back to you.
It's 850. Where I understand it's 850 was on the market, hasn't sold for.
Yeah.
But the notional price that they're doing the deal with the vendor with is a notional price of 690.
But he mentioned just before that,
I believe, is
750
that correct?
first, and then he went to 700, and now he went to 690. He said 3 prices. Am I wrong with that?
It said, actually, it started at 850.
I thought that was
That's on the market
price it was
at
on the market
Anyway,
for.
can you just clarify for
Okay,
Ranjan,
yeah.
and then Ranjan can continue.
So
Sorry.
the agent, estate agent, friend of the vendor, put it on 900. They reduced the price to 850. Hasn't been sold, no offers. When I spoke initially with the vendor said 750 will accept. That's what they will accept. But I also know the personal situation. I know what happened. I know the 2024 was a very difficult year. And if we deduct the profit and the cost, we can guarantee 700,000.
Where's the benefit to the seller for selling at 690? Did you say?
Yes.
Yeah, rather than the 750. Rather than the 750 or 700.
So currently they have no offers. They cannot sell it because they only rely
No,
on
but
investors.
I get that. But with an assisted sale, normally there's a benefit to the seller to enter into that type of agreement where not only are they selling their property, there's a bit of a icing on the cake for them. They may be getting a little bit more money from that
He
sale.
said that, Hayley. He said over $1 million he's going to share with 50-50 the profit with the vendor. That's what he said.
So what's our profit?
That's exactly my next question.
So
Right.
It's
So
going
in
to
the
cost
worst case
200 to do the
scenario,
lease extension. There's maybe 100 grand for us to share with you. Is that right?
yes, or 200 if we sell it for more than 1.1.
Right. Paul,
Wow. Yeah, that still doesn't quite make sense to me either. If the option is at 700
Yes.
and you sell it at 1.1, 400 grand uplift minus what's been spent, which is 195 on the lease extension.
Yes.
Yeah. So 205
Yes.
profit.
Yes.
Who is sharing in that profit?
So apart from the lease extension, we have to do the refurb as well. So that altogether will come to 300,000. So we deduct that, and the 100,000 is left for us to profit.
Okay, so 700 plus 300, sell it for 1.1, 100 grand uplift, if you like. Who is sharing in that 100 grand?
Investor and us. So Angel?
So if I give you the money, I'm the investor,
Yes.
you're the developer, let's say.
Yes.
What about the vendor?
The vendor gets the price that's realistic because it hasn't been sold, and then they get the uplift from 1.1.
Above 1.1.
above 1.1.
Over the
right.
1.1.
Got you.
Right.
That makes,
get it.
I'm not sure if I've explained it correctly, but that's exactly
So
what
if
it is.
it's above 1.1, they get 50% of
Yes.
that. So if it sells for 1.2, we have to pay them 50 grand and we share 150.
Correct.
Right.
Okay. Who would like to go?
Can I
Nicholas.
just ask one question?
Yes, please do.
Why do you need us?
I need someone who can back me up. So I've got the experience from back home. I've got some sales, I've got single lets, but I need someone who can back me up with this. Someone who's done more deals than me. And I know the vendor will not accept just me going into the deal. And that's why I need someone
So
who's
you
much
need an
more
Angel's
experienced.
credibility and
Correct.
support and track
Absolutely.
record. That's a good answer, and that's why
Good
people are
answer.
here, and we're happy
Well
to do that.
Good answer.
Can I ask John a question? John's the master of lease extensions. I'll give you a compliment, John. For
That's nice of you, Nicholas. I
They
think
don't come very often,
Ranjan's
so
pretty
let's just
hot
save
as well
this
on them.
moment for the camera, you know.
Thank you.
Could you not back to back the lease agreement fee on his option?
Exactly what I
So
was
you
going
wouldn't need that money?
Absolutely, exactly what I was going to say to you. The pitch to coming to us, I think, should have been tweaked a little bit, in as much that you can arrange the lease extension, okay, and not pay for that until you've got a buyer for the flat, and then you put the whole thing together on the same day. So you're not actually paying for the lease extension. All you're paying for then is the flat that needs refurbishing. Then you have to ask yourself, is it worth refurbishing the flat? Because if it's not too bad, why don't we just sell it for a bit less, not have all the hassle of refurbishing it, and then the whole thing then really is a back-to-back deal where you're not actually putting any money in and you're making some profit. That's a much better way of doing it. Because if we don't have to put the money in, or you don't have to put the money in, we just put our expertise in, it's even better.
That was one of my other ways of doing
Yeah,
it.
well, you should have said that,
I
shouldn't you, in
suppose the
first
lead-on
place?
question from John's point, though, is what's the flat worth with a 100-year lease not refurbed?
So if it's
Well, the lease, first of all, it'll go to a 999-year lease at £0 rent, because they're the new rules.
Oh, the new, okay.
Yeah. So
I think
go for-
Ranjan's best place to answer that. You know this area.
You know,
down the road, don't
you live around the
So-
corner, don't you, Mr.
Well,
Chelsea?
I mean, the area is a good area,
Very
and
good area.
there's good owner-occupied demand, and there's actually good owner-occupied demand for fixer-uppers, you know, to do it to their own taste.
Sometimes it makes
which is
more money
exactly
selling
what
the
John was
project.
saying.
Yeah.
But they often don't have the skills or knowledge, because they're working full-time in the city or whatever. They don't know about lease extensions and getting this
Exactly.
process done.
That's the bit that puts them off.
But one thing I'm concerned about is what effect new legislation can have mid-deal flow.
Yeah.
Because we have a few uncertainties right now
Yeah.
with stuff that's going through Parliament.
We do, yeah.
And they can
Leasehold
come
Reform
in
Act.
anytime. And if it's musical chairs and the music stops at the wrong time, you're left without a chair.
Yeah. Very good point.
That's one issue with this thing, which is nothing to do with Sebastian, nothing to do with the
And
deal.
by that,
No.
do you mean you pay 200 grand for the lease extension, and then the next day they get rid of lease
Yeah,
extension?
absolutely.
Devalues it, yeah.
That would be a kick in the guts, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
That's
that,
a real possibility.
that is the issue. Scott, you've been very quiet over there. You've been behaving yourself very well, so thank you for that.
So from
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, from a debt perspective,
Yeah.
there is no security because you won't ever own the asset, and therefore it's not one for me.
Any other questions, or shall we go to offers? I mean, where are we?
Offers
with
are
this?
fine for me.
Shall we go to offers?
Yeah, I'm happy to go first.
Yeah, okay, Paul, you're very keen to go first.
Look, I think I agree with Ranjan. It would just be a massive. I wouldn't forgive myself if I spent £200,000 renewing a lease, and then a few weeks later they got rid of that cost altogether, which it seems to be a potential possibility, and therefore that kind of wipes out this sort of lease extension arbitrage opportunity. So for that reason, it's not for me.
Okay. Nicholas, would you like to go next?
I would love to go next.
Yeah.
I think there's an angel here that might do this for you, that has the expertise. Should be fairly obvious who I think that is.
Ranjan?
There's a couple. There's actually a couple here. There's a couple here because Ranjan lives down the road. This is right in his patch,
Yeah.
and he would be more than capable. And John has done loads of lease extensions. I think we can find better deals, and it would probably be a conflict to work with you on that basis for me. So I won't be investing, but wish you all the best.
Hayley, would you like to go next? What are your thoughts?
I think it's all wishful thinking, without being rude. although it was rude.
But just be rude anyway.
Just be rude. I like you. I love that you've been creative
You like
with
everyone.
it. No, I do, because I'm a nice person. But I love that you've been creative. I love that you've tried to think outside the box and you've come up with different ways to acquire this property and create a win-win situation, but I'm not sure you actually have. I'm not confident that you're going to get this for $690. I'm not confident that from your pitch that the seller will sign up to a lease option and enter into this assisted sale or back-to-back, whichever route you go down. And because the profit is not substantial, there's a lot of ifs, leasehold, reform, all things like that, that really doesn't make it worth that risk. So for me, I'm out.
Ranjan, would you like to? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that I think this would be a deal that you do. I would do, but I would tweak it with you to get the optimum solution. The problem is, and it's so tweakable. There's so many variables levers we can pull. The thing we can't control is the government, and we're just at this very uncertain time. And I know that John might agree. I'm a freeholder. And we normally benefit from quite a lot of people paying us 30, 40 grand a pop for lease extensions. That's gone down in the last year as people are anticipating these changes and getting it for free. I found that I'm not getting as many as I used to in a typical year. I don't know whether you share that.
I don't feel too sorry for you, Ranjan, the amount of portfolio you've got. But yes, I would agree. We're not getting as many calls. We're not getting as many lease extensions.
And that just means people are waiting for the dust to settle.
They are, totally.
To know.
Where it is.
And the government should take heed. They need to make decisions quickly so that there's some certainty so that people can get on and do deals.
Yeah, totally.
But it's just for that reason. It's not for you in the deal. We could have made that work, but we just don't know what's happening out there in the law of the land.
So it's a no, is it?
It's a no for that reason, yeah. I'm just making it clear why.
Okay.
'Cause I think this is not wishful thinking. I think it's great. It could work.
Sebastian, I talk about a confusing pitch. I'm not the brightest. There's people along here far brighter than I am, but I like to keep things simple. Property's a simple business. It's not a complicated business. Complicated by education, people who do education, some of them anyway, because that's how they make money out of it. It's not difficult. You and I can work together. That's good news, isn't it?
Very good news.
50-50.
Absolutely.
That's fine. We're not going to buy it. We're going to get the option. We're then going to negotiate the lease extension, and then we're going to put the whole deal together when we've got a buyer.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to show you how to do that.
I'll love to.
How's that?
Sounds amazing.
Fantastic. Delighted.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. Thank you, Angels.
Well done.
Well done.
In a way, John, I think that's kind of clever, because what you've done is you're putting in your time, effort, and your team's time and effort, but you're de-risking the whole issue with the legal stuff. So all you've got to lose is your time and effort.
I mean, to start with, I just couldn't understand what the hell he was going on about, to be honest with you.
No.
I found him confusing.
Awful.
You're going to have to work on his communications.
Yes, we will, but that's okay. I'll go. I stay in London now and again, quite near where Ranjan lives, actually. Although we never get.
You can visit more often, John.
Yeah, thank you. I can go and see the vendor with him and sit down and explain it and pull the whole thing together. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm sure I can work with him.
There's a rule
my
here.
team can.
I think there's a rule here, and that is that confused buyers don't buy, confused sellers don't sell.
Very good.
Oof, Sebastian, I was worried there for you at the beginning.
It was very tough and very difficult. I thought I lost it at the beginning.
It was very intense,
It was.
but you pulled through.
Yes,
And more importantly, we've got an angel on board.
absolutely. I'm very happy.
Good.
And finally we can move on.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got a great mentor in John as well, because he is really on the ball.
Absolutely, totally agree with you.
So do you feel like this has been a really positive outcome for you?
Absolutely. Beginning was very tough,
Yeah.
but it's important how you finish, how you start.
Exactly, yeah. So what's going to be the next step for you then after leaving here?
Then going home, have a little rest, and then contact John and see what we can do together.
All right, so crack on next week.
Absolutely.
Well, good luck with it all. Really excited to watch the progress and see how it goes over the year. And thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
It's been great having you.
Thank you.
Hi Sav, welcome to Property Elevator today.
Thank you very much for having me. Pleasure to be here.
Where have you come from?
I've come from Leeds.
Okay, so from the north today.
Yeah. Well, I'm originally from London, but been based there for a couple of years now. So yeah, my deal was actually from there as well. So
Excellent.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about it.
so it's a Grade 2 listed commercial building that will be looking to convert to apartments. So yeah, looking to hopefully get that secured today.
And do you have much experience in listed buildings?
I'm currently working on one project at the moment, but I've also done a slightly smaller project, which was a conversion to 13 flats.
Okay.
So yeah, similar stuff, but this is slightly bigger, so hence why I brought it here.
Nice. And is there anyone in particular that you'd perhaps like to partner with today out of the Angels?
To be honest, not particularly. I think they'd all be great to work with. So yeah, I think it's just a case of whoever likes it the most, and yeah,
Good
take it from
answer.
there.
Well, good luck.
Thank
I'm
you
going to send you up into the lift and we will chat when you get down.
Perfect. Thank you. Cheers. Hello Angels, my name is Sav and I'm here today looking for a joint venture partner to contribute within the region of £600,000 in exchange for a 70% share of the deal I'm proposing. I will also be putting in £100,000 of my own capital, as I know that having skin in the game is very important. The deal is a Grade 2 listed commercial property in Leeds, and the plan will be to purchase the building subject to planning and convert it into 25 residential apartments, a mix of 1, 2 and 3 beds. The current asking price for the property is at offers over £1.8 million. However, I feel that given the history of the property, this is quite high and there is scope to get this reduced. I've spoken to contractors that I've worked with previously and they provided an estimate for the build at £2.3 million, including a 10% contingency. And I've also received various appraisals from local agents, and I believe that the GDV will be in the region of £5.5 million with a monthly rental income of approximately £360,000. I've now
monthly
Income.
You said
E360.
Yes, £36,000 a month income.
okay.
Yeah, gross.
36.
Yeah, 36,000. I've now been full-time in property for the last 4 years since leaving university. Over that time, I've started and grown a sourcing business and a property management company, and I've also steadily grown my portfolio over that time as well. I've also had experience in commercial conversions. So yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity to present, and happy to answer any questions.
Have you worked with a listed building before?
I have, yeah, I'm working on one currently, but it is much smaller, so it is about 4,000 square foot. So yeah, not the size of this one.
It's very impressive what you've done in 3 years since leaving uni. Well done.
Thank you.
Have you actually spoken to Heritage and planning about this property, because your offer is subject to planning permission, is that right?
Yeah, it would be. I've not spoken to them, no. The only person who I have discussed with is my architect, who has done the previous planning proposals, and he's quite confident of it gaining residential use.
I wouldn't have thought it'd be a problem. They've got to have a use for these buildings. What's the square footage of the building?
25,000, including all the outbuildings and coach houses.
Why is your build cost so low?
So, like I said, this has come from a contractor that I've just completed a site with previously. So on that project, the build cost was £100 a square foot, and I think it's working out at just under 120 on this one. So yeah, he's given that estimate based on the spec we got the previous project to, obviously looking at the plans for this one, and yeah, looking at the videos and images I've sent him.
Okay. What's your exit strategy? What are you looking to do with it?
Ideally, we'd be looking to retain.
Retain.
So I actually live about a 15-minute walk away from this building, and I've seen the growth of build to rent in that area. So it's in an area where the city of Leeds is expanding. So that's where the city is going. So you're seeing a lot of young professionals, graduates moving into that area. So
Is it an office conversion?
Sorry?
Is it an office
Yeah,
conversion?
so it was originally a school.
Right.
And then the council bought it in the 50s. And then post-COVID, the council have sold off a lot of assets, a lot through auction. So the current owner got, I think, a very, very cheap price on it.
So it's a school now, the planning
No,
uses?
it's offices now, yeah. It started as a school about 100 years ago.
All right, Class E, is it under Class E currently?
It's listed.
Planning?
It's listed.
Listed, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
but is it
that's
Class E?
fine, still Class E or not?
I don't know, to be honest, off the top of my head.
Is it occupied as offices at the moment, or is
No,
it vacant?
so we tried to rent it for about a year and no one's been able to rent it, so it's
Okay.
completely vacant at the minute, apart from the
That's
coach house.
unsurprising.
Sav, it's always very important to know the history and what people have paid for it in the past, and
Yeah.
just to get an idea of what the score is and how much they'll take for the building.
Yeah.
Do you know what he paid for it?
So he paid 801,000 about a year ago.
Well, guess what it's worth?
801,000.
Yeah.
Probably.
What
yeah,
was it? What was you offering on it?
I've not made an offer yet,
No.
so my offer was based on how today goes, really.
Yeah, okay.
But I feel like in a year, my understanding is a commercial property is valued based on the income it gets, and he's not had any income and he's not been able to rent it. So their argument is on a price per square foot basis, it's still quite cheap. That's what it's advertised at, £72 a square foot, but
Yeah.
I think they're going to say that.
Yeah.
So who came up with the 1.8 million asking price?
The
They did.
agent.
The agent
Yes,
did.
yeah.
I think
Agent's a dreamer.
I think that's correct. I mean, you mentioned the build to rents in the area, and obviously the build to rents in the area are typically new buildings.
Yeah.
And
yes, some of them.
the problem with this is that you'll get the same similar sort of rent, but your maintenance costs are going to be much higher on such a period building, because they'll make you maintain that facade. And I think the build out costs are going to be a lot more, because you've got those. It's a very handsome looking building, but you've got to work within that with all those ornate windows and you've got single brick construction all over the place. So there's a serious build out cost, which I think has been slightly undered. But the good thing is, you must get that at a much cheaper price. 1.8 million is fantasy, I think.
Yeah, I completely agree. So I actually had a call from the agent today, and they suppose he had an offer on it, again subject to planning, and he wouldn't tell me the exact price. I believe it was around 1.4. He sort of hinted at, but I think that's still on the high end, to be honest. I was looking at max 1.2 for it. Even then, the owner's made a tidy profit without really doing anything. So
What's its proximity to the city?
it's about just under a mile away, so you can walk there, 5-minute drive. I think the real benefit, it's got 66 car parking spaces, which is quite rare.
Wow. It's near hospitals and schools, isn't it, if I know the location well enough?
So no, the area is a bit of a tricky one because, like I said, that's where the city is expanding to, so the whole area is becoming redeveloped. So right now there's a lot of light industrial and commercial in its proximity, but yeah, it's a bit of a funny one because there are a lot of new builds going up alongside these industrial and office buildings. So yeah, I think the local amenities could be improved, but I think you'll see that in the years to come, which is why I suggested the buy and hold strategy.
If you wanted to keep it and do build to rent, 25,000 square foot, 25 apartments. Why did you choose a scheme with 25 and not maximise and intensify the site?
Very good question. So I initially looked at that scheme just to see what the potential was to get what units could fit in there. But after doing more due diligence, I think a scheme of just 1 and 2 beds would work better because, of course, these is an Article 4 area. So I spoke to my architect yesterday to see what configuration of 1 and 2 beds could we get in, because it could be more likely that we could get, say, 35 units of 1 and 2 beds.
Get a lot more.
But then, of course, that increases your build cost as well, right? So I think it's that fine balance.
With the 2.3 build out, is there any of that that's new build extension,
No,
or are you
it's all
working with
all
the
existing.
existing structure? Okay, and that quote, is that an actual quote?
No. Off a video.
It's an estimate, yeah, based on the drawings. And
He's already said that.
Sorry, I missed that.
And does the extra units work with the layout?
That's what I'm figuring out at the moment. So yeah, I'm just seeing from architect if that would be a possibility, because I think theoretically you can get 2 1-beds for a 3-bed, but maybe not in reality. So yeah, that's just what I'm looking at the moment.
Do you know who the most experienced person is here with listed buildings?
Me.
I'm guessing the person who asked the question.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Who's that, you or me?
That's me.
I think I'm pretty experienced, sitting on 3 boards.
You are fairly experienced,
Trustee.
but you haven't done, and you're not buying as many listed buildings as I do.
I think I
don't
am,
think
actually.
you are.
The last 6 or 7 I've purchased are listed buildings.
Well-
and I've restored them and work with the National Lottery Heritage Fund.
Well, I think you'll find I've done a lot more, but we won't argue about it. So,
I don't waste my time with listed buildings because they cost too much to build and they're too much hassle and they delay the planning process you've got to deal with.
They're
listed
already
building
built, Nick.
consents.
the one good thing about listed buildings is a lot of people think just like you, Nicholas. So we don't have too much competition.
Yep, so you buy right.
So you buy right.
You buy cheap for a reason.
No,
Yeah.
I make lots of money
Because
out of
it's
listed
lots of
buildings.
Okay. So,
Understand your risk. That's
Sam,
Yeah.
this needs to be bought for 800 grand, which is £30 a foot.
Yeah.
That's what it needs to be bought at. The build costs are going to be 150 to do.
at least.
If you're lucky.
Trust me, I'm doing them at the moment. Okay, so don't listen to all that. £150 a foot. You need to get 35 flats in there if you can, 32 to 35. As long as it's not very, as long as it's just grade 2 listed.
It is.
There's the special rooms you won't be able to split up, as you know, but all the other rooms you'll be able to split up. That won't be a problem. You've got bags of parking. Is it in good condition externally?
Yeah,
Roof and stuff like that, windows?
From the viewing I had, yeah, it's all maintained very well, the internals and externals. So yeah, it looks stunning from the outside.
Okay.
No covenants or enforcements or anything?
No, I've checked, yeah, nothing along those lines.
Is the roof good?
The building, sorry.
Is the roof good?
From what I could see, yeah.
It's just said that, Nicholas. You need to listen.
He's not.
You mentioned there was an offer and they indicated... Excuse me. You mentioned there was an offer and they indicated 1.4. Did they accept that offer?
So the agent's having a meeting with the vendor on Monday.
This agent speak by the sounds of it.
Yeah, exactly. As they say. I think they've had interest from people who want to keep it as commercial, but no offers on that side. So
No.
yeah.
Okay.
That offer.
Okay. Scott, what are your Mr.
So
Debt?
assume that the build costs are right, okay? And I know that people are saying that they're low, but let's assume that you're right with the build costs. The numbers that I've come up with is the most you should be paying for this building is £1 million.
That's why I'm at 800.
And John may well be right that 800 is the real price. We do know that the vendor has struggled with the property to do anything with it at all, and so particularly if the area is one which is an area which is up and coming, not there yet. So you should need to be buying for distressed prices, and if you buy well, you can sell well. So I think you're doing the right thing because you always buy when it's cheap, but you're not paying cheap money for it.
The one thing I would say, of course, unfortunately, because we want to make the situation for the owner at the moment as bad as possible. So you get it as cheap as possible, because this is a business. This isn't a hobby. A lot of people look at property, oh, it's my second income, it's my hobby. It's your main income, and you've done very, very well. Very impressive. Unfortunately, because it's listed, he won't be paying any rates, empty rates on it, which is a shame, because that really strangles them financially. So that is a shame. So he may be able to keep it longer. You may have to be more patient, and being patient, which I don't like being patient, but being patient can make you a lot of money without jumping in at too much money on something. So, okay. Paul?
Yeah, I'll go first. I mean, I know Leeds pretty well. We've had a lot of clients invest there over the years. I think this guy probably will sell it for more than it's worth, given its proximity to the city. Just based upon what they're saying, they're looking at probably places on the other side of the city which are actually already nice, and they probably will sell it to, overseas investors, whoever buys it off them, will probably sell it to overseas investors on the basis of it's within a mile of the city centre, not knowing that it's still a light industrial area. So I don't think you'll get it as cheap as the guys say, but hopefully you do. And for that reason, it's not one for me.
Ranjan?
Well, I love this sort of project, commercial to resi, particularly office to resi. I'm not really experienced with listed buildings, so that's probably the reason it's not my expertise. But I would say that this has no commercial value, in my opinion. No one's going to let it or buy it to use as commercial, particularly with the impending EPC requirements for commercial buildings coming up. So whoever's going to buy it is going to do it on...
For listed buildings, there's exemptions. And
that's true, actually. There are listed buildings. So I told you I know nothing about listed buildings. That's why I'm
just
out.
proved it to you.
But I'll work with you on an unlisted building.
Okay, so who would like to go next?
It's not for me, I'm afraid. I think the big thing that comes out of this, hopefully as experience for you, is the build cost. You're never going to get it built for, it was roughly £100 a square foot, you said. John said, absolutely bang on, I think just about 150. And you're not experienced enough to do a subcontractor package. You're going to need a main contractor to run it. So it's definitely 150 upwards. And that just kills the deal, really. Adding the complications of the grade 2, which might add cost. It's your first deal on that size with that listing stuff as well. But, there might be angels that could help you with that, of course. That's why we're here. But for me, it's not one to go for. But I wish you all the best. And, keep finding good sites and make sure you pick the right one.
Scott?
I think from my perspective, this is a big step from what you've done before. And when you are knocking about existing buildings, you do not know what you're going to find until you start doing the works. And because this is grade 2 listed, it makes it even more complicated. And then when you add that into the lack of, the previous experience that you've got, I think that this is personally a step too far for you at this stage of of the journey that you're on. But I think that you're very backable and would love to work with you at some point in the future.
Yeah, well said. Yeah.
Well said. Hayley?
So this should be right up my street. I love listed buildings. I love history. I work a lot with different trusts and restore lots of buildings like this. However, I'm concerned that this was purchased at £800,000 less than 12 months ago, or around 12 months ago. If I'd have purchased this, I'd have got planning in place, listed building consent, and flipped it on to a developer to build out. I think the fact that you haven't spoken to Heritage and you haven't spoken to planning will give you the answer of why this is back on the market. I think you might find that there's issues here, which is fine because your offer is subject to planning anyway and listed building consent. However, I don't think that your numbers stack up because I think that your build costs are way too light. So I personally don't think that this works unless you increase the scheme to at least 32, 33 flats. And then it's more interesting.
Okay.
But all that's subject to.
Yep.
So, Sab, that leaves me. You remind me of you 10, 15 years ago. I wish more like 40 years ago. You do, really. And you've done incredibly well since you come out of university. It's impressive. Unfortunately, on this deal, if you came in and said, got it for 800, we bought it for agreed at 800,000 subject to planning, we could work on the fact that the build costs are too low. We could have worked on the fact that we would, work the planning so we know we can get 34, 35 in there. Then I would have definitely backed you on it because it's just up my street. I'm not sure I agree with Hayley. The guy might have just thought he could buy it and flip it because it was cheap. They need to be really cheap. And when you say to someone, I bought a project, a listed building for £30 a foot, people go, oh, that's unbelievable. But probably it's about right if you're going to develop it. Probably about right. I know it sounds incredibly cheap, but £30 a foot plus £150 to build it, plus stamp duty, plus interest, you're in for £200 a foot. And I reckon, I'm guessing, but you're no more than £300 a foot in that area.
Yeah, 250, 260.
Exactly, and that makes it tight. So there's some deals that just don't work. And however much you force them to work, they don't work. And I think, unfortunately, at the moment, this is one of those deals. But I wouldn't worry about other people making offers on it. I would just keep in touch with them, let them realise they're paying too much for it, and you might find it comes back on the market, it comes back to you in a year's time, year and a half's time, honestly, at a lot less money. And I wish you all the luck in the future, and I'll be very happy to work with you in the future on another project, but not this one.
Yeah, here. Well said.
Thank you, Sav.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Frustrating.
It is frustrating, and I think in the UK we have a problem in that it's very nice to find alternative uses for defunct buildings, but where the end values are less than £250 a square foot,
It's impossible.
it becomes very difficult with build costs to make them stack up, unless there's going to be some help from the government.
I'm not looking at any conversion with unless it's got a resale value of £350 a foot.
I think I just showed, regrettably, a little bit of lack of experience. Great guy, ambitious, credible.
Yep.
He came in with the wrong build costs, the wrong layouts, because he could have got another 5 to 10 flats in it. If he'd come in with the right layouts and the right build costs, we might well have gone for it.
Also having the conversations up front with heritage, things like that.
Yeah,
planning,
a bit
to
more
have
planning.
A bit more
Maybe have
Yeah.
time to do
Done a
that
viability
before
assessment.
today.
The first thing I do with a deal like that,
Just not ready.
I sling it to my architect, and he knows an architect. He's got an architect he's working with now, and I sling it to the architect and say, right, how many can we get in there?
Yeah, exactly.
And then then what I do when I've got that, I then send it to the local agent. Say, right, put prices on it for me.
Yeah.
Because I know what the build costs are going to be roughly to start with. So in that way, you can build a picture up very, very quick. However,
Yeah, we can't invest on guesses.
we
That's
can't
really
invest
good
on
advice.
guesses.
That, for anyone listening, that's and watching, that's really good advice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Straightforward, easy, simple, doesn't take
And
long.
the other thing is, not to believe estate agent BS, quite
Absolutely.
frankly, about other offers, because no one's going to do
no
this
other
out of love as such. They're all working with the same spreadsheet. And either you've got your build costs right or you haven't.
Yeah.
The end values right or you haven't. And that brings everyone back to the same purchase cost to make it viable.
If you buy well, you can sell well.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Hi, Sam.
Are you okay?
Yes, how are you? Not the feedback that you were hoping for today.
Yeah, it was a difficult one because there are a lot of positive comments, but I think the deal as it stands just wasn't right.
Okay, but how was your overall experience with the Angels? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, really, really positive. Really enjoyed the experience, learnt a lot and made a couple of connections, so hopefully we can make something work in the future.
Great. So what's going to be the next step for you then after today?
So now I'm going to relook at the build costs, relook at the plans I made for the property, and then potentially from there look to make an offer at the right price, and then hopefully one of the Angels will be able to back it.
Great. Well, best of luck with it all. Thanks so much. It's been great having you on the show today.
Thank you very much. It's great to be on it.
Thanks. Jordan, it's great to have you with us on Property Elevator today.
Thank you, it's great to meet you.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited to pitch the deal and get some feedback from the Angels.
Good. Yeah, you seem pretty confident.
Yeah, I hope so.
Good.
It comes out in the pitch.
Yeah, it should do. Tell me a little bit about the pitch.
Yeah, so it's a 5,500 square foot mixed use building in Exeter, and my proposal is to split it up into 10 flats using Class MA permitted development.
So I'm presuming you have quite a bit of property experience then?
I have some property experience. This will definitely be a step up, but I'm hungry and keen to do my best.
Good. And I guess as well, you've got the Angels with their mentorship and their really great coaching that they can give you as well for the deal.
Exactly. That's a big part of it as well, just making the network and connections.
Is there anyone in particular that you think might like this deal?
I think John would like it, and I'm hopeful that he'll be there at the end. I know that he does a lot of commercial conversions and large blocks of flats, so I think he'd be ideal for it, really.
Okay, well, fingers crossed.
Thank you.
I'll keep them crossed down here for you. It's time for you to head up into the elevator, meet the Angels, and we will chat when you come back down.
Thank you.
All right, best of luck.
Good afternoon all, my name's Jordan Abdi. I'm a civil engineer and project manager based between London and Exeter. I've got previous development experience in buy-to-let refurbishments, a small commercial to residential, and most recently a new build property. The property that I'm bringing to you today is based in Exeter. It's 83 Hevitree Road. It's a 5,500 square foot period building set on a 0.37 acre plot. It's 10 minutes from the city centre, 5 minutes from the University of Exeter, St Luke's campus, so it's in a really good position. It's currently mixed use and it is being used as a medical research facility with a residential flat on the top. So that means that it falls into Class E, and my proposal is to utilise Class MA permitted development rights to convert into 10 flats, as you'll see in the appraisal pack I've put together. So to just run through the numbers really quickly, it's a £620,000 purchase price, £920,000 of development costs. That gives a GDV of £2.39 million, a profit of £712,000, which returns a RO GDV of 30%, a return on GDC of 41%, and my proposal is that we fund it through development finance, so that will be 75% of the GDC total, with the remaining £390,000 to come from an equity investment as a joint partnership between yourselves and me. So I'm proposing to put in £100,000 and requesting my joint partner to put in £290,000 on a 50-50 split basis after paying back the initial investment. So I just want to say thanks very much for the opportunity to pitch this deal today. I'm looking forward to building long-term relationships and happy to take any questions that you've got about the property.
Jordan, thank you very much indeed. Who would like to go first?
I don't mind. Is this grade 2 listed?
It's not a listed building, no.
What sort of building is it then?
I'm not sure if it's Edwardian, but it's a period building. You can see from the pictures it's got like a really nice facade.
Are you, what's the approximate age of construction?
I don't know how old the building is. It looks, old and it's not had much done to it. It's in a dilapidated state. It is solid from what I've seen. And because we're doing Class MA, I'm not proposing any structural changes, but obviously that'll be subject to surveys and the rest of it.
Okay. How did you get at your building costs? What price per square foot have you gone for?
Yeah, so it's a building cost of £170 per square foot, which I have done a proper breakdown. I didn't include it in the proposal, but I've also checked that against other developers who do commercial to residential conversions, and they say that that's a reasonable.
That's fair. And is the building in a decent state of repair to start with? Does it need fixing up before you?
It's dilapidated, yeah.
Dilapidated.
I think the roof's okay, but I would probably be concerned about, the roof.
Is that 170 for repairing and converting, or just for the conversion?
That's all in, yeah.
That's all in. Okay.
Which is normal, isn't it?
That's fine. That's all.
Thank you, Ranjan. Hayley.
So you said it's conservation area. Of the 10 flats, how many are proposed to be on the ground floor, and how does that impact if you don't get permission for that to be converted to residential?
If
you have to keep
split.
the facade of the ground floor.
So I wouldn't change the facade at all because it's not retail. And it's not, you can't see it from the street.
So it looks residential from the street?
It does, yeah. Maybe I've not included the pictures.
No, that's fine.
Also looks like a chateau in Exeter.
Chateau in Exeter. Sounds like John's house up in Norfolk.
Without the sun.
We get some sun down in Exeter.
Have you secured the site?
I haven't secured the site, no. So a little bit of history on the site. It came up just before Christmas and I was kind of in a mad sprawl to get some investment, and it got purchased by somebody else and then it's fallen through and it's come back on the market now, but the seller is very keen to get rid of it.
Good. Do we know why it fell through? Because the history of these things is really important to know why they're selling it, and secondly, if you can find out why it fell through, you can save yourself a lot of time and heartache sometimes.
Yeah, so the estate agent said that the purchaser didn't realise quite how much work there was going to be involved with the property.
That old chestnut.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I mean, there is a lot to do there, but it's...
Okay.
Jordan, have you done a project of this size before?
I've not done a personal project of this size before.
Worked on someone else's? In what capacity?
So, I mean, me and my dad have just finished a new build development, so that was very hands-on. We did a lot of that together, but it's not of this scale.
How many units was that?
That was just one unit, is a single house. But then in my day job, I'm a project manager, so work on projects between £3 to £5 million delivery.
Nice. Okay.
It's not residential, but it is project management.
Nicholas.
I've got a couple of questions for you, if you don't mind, Jordan. The first one is, how big is the current residential flat on the top floor, please?
I think it's about 60 square metres. I'll have to check on the plans.
That's
Because
not
it's
too
not
bad.
well labelled in the layouts, but I think it's just the one flat.
Just one flat. That's probably a 2-bed, is it then?
I think
imagine.
so.
Has that got full planning? Have you checked into the planning history of that?
I haven't. I know that it is like legitimately mixed use.
Okay.
I don't know.
Something to double check then if you haven't, already. People will market it as such, but doesn't mean it is legally, or it might be lawful if it's been more than 10 years on a commercial building.
Yeah.
The reason I ask that is that it might restrict it will restrict for sure the practicalities of building the rest of it. If you've got a tenant upstairs, you've got to factor in obviously different costs for refurbishing that. The rest of it would be a lot cheaper to refurb that than do the building below. But you might have to run services up to the roof and ducting and all sorts of things. So practically it will affect the construction work to some degree. You might have to put some acoustic flooring on that flat, for example, to stop the transfer of sound between the new flats you're building below.
Right, yeah.
So all of that to consider. And also the size of it might restrict your layouts. If you've got Class E on this, I would have, if it was big enough, you might have wanted to split that into 2 flats to maximise your GDV. The fact it's already residential, you can't touch that now without a further planning application.
Okay.
So I was like a full building that's all Class E, and then I can maximise the GDV and the asset value. So you're going to be slightly restricted by that top floor flat, I imagine.
Right, okay.
But again, if you get the PD scheme through first, I don't see why you couldn't split that flat. If there's enough size to do so, you've obviously got to keep each flat
60
as high
square
as...
metres though.
Yeah, I'm questioning it.
37
You
apiece.
need 2 times 37 square metres. There might be a bit more space. There might be communal space. There might be other space you can use. Cupboards, all sorts of things.
I mean,
So-
most of your investments are cupboards, aren't they, Nicholas?
They are not, John.
Micro flats.
No, they're not. No. My second question was really about you and your professional project management experience.
Yes.
I like the sound of you as a JV partner that can go and build sites for me, and I can help you analyse them, do the numbers, and take the risk out of them. If you can go and build them, so you've got, you're very investable. But how investable are you? How much have you done in your professional career? And just tell us a bit more about your background.
Yeah. So I started off as a civil engineer. I studied that at university, did about 5 years of working in that profession, so I've got a good understanding of like the technical side of delivery, and now I've moved into project management for a big real estate company.
Great.
I'm not actually in the real estate arm, so we're doing more infrastructure and kind of commercial developments, but they're of reasonable size. They're probably £3 to £5 million on different schemes.
Great.
And then me and my dad have done quite a few projects together.
Oh, have you?
We're really stuck in hands-on. Like I said, we've just completed this new build house. So I was there a couple of weekends ago cleaning it, ready for the...
Well done.
Yeah.
Builder's clean, as it's called. Builder's clean.
yeah.
How many years in the professional industry? I'm just trying to gauge. 2 years, 20 years? It doesn't look like 20 years. You're a young chap, so...
But probably about 7 to 8 years in
Great.
working.
Okay.
Great, so you're
Super.
very versed to project managing. Thank you. I'm done, thank you.
Just a couple of things from me. You said that the profit is £712,000. I might have missed. How are you splitting that in terms of the upside for an equity angel?
Yeah, so I've suggested 50-50
50-50.
split, purchasing an SPV, and then that's after paying back the initial investment as well.
Got it. Okay, so an equity angel would invest £290,000. They'd get their £290,000 back plus a further 356k, which is half of the 712.
That's right, that's the proposal.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Good
What's the
summary.
project timeline? What?
I put 18 months in there. That includes exit as well. So one bed flats sell normally within 4 to 5 months. John's shaking his head, but that's
Might be okay.
That's what the market.
You might have paid the bank back by then.
Oh right. Okay.
You know, which is what it's about. There's three things I always look at when I'm doing a development. One is getting the bank's money back, because that's seriously important, because you're off the hook with the personal guarantees.
Yeah.
Okay. The second thing is getting my own cash back, which I'm very pleased to get back. Yeah. And the third is getting the profit.
What security do we
that's
get
important.
on our 290?
So I'm putting in 100,000, and then it would be
Second charge.
yeah.
Personal guarantee on that?
Well, you're part of the company.
No, I know, but
You want everything, don't you?
yeah, I do.
Well,
Would you be? Do you own your own property? Have you got a portfolio? Would you be willing to put a personal guarantee against that 290?
Yeah, I'd be willing to put a personal guarantee. Most of my assets are kind of leveraged up in order to get the equity out, but yeah, I'd be prepared to do that.
Okay. Interesting. In terms of funding this, Scott, how would you?
So if I kind of run through, and I think that even though you've not explained it, I think that's exactly where you've kind of come to. So your total cost, your purchase price is 620.
That's right.
Your build cost is 920.
Yeah.
That stands you in at 1.54.
Yeah.
Okay. You could fund 75%, or I could fund 75% of that, which is 1.15 million. Okay. The difference being 390k.
That's
okay.
right.
Of that 390k, you're putting in 100, and that's where the 290k from the equity angels comes in.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of the end value, the GDV is 2.39 million. And so the difference between that and the 1.54 is 850 grand. Okay, so that's the total revenue minus the costs. Okay, but you've also got interest in there as well. So that's where your 712k comes in, is the interest and selling fees, etc.
That's right. Yeah, I think interest was £112,000 on the total. Because,
Exorbitant. Yeah.
Expensive, aren't they?
I think that you've it is, but that's a summary of the deal. So from a debt angel's perspective, okay, they're going to lend you 1.15 million, and they'll get a return of 150k or something on that over the period of the loan. And the equity angel gets majority of the upside. Their 290k turns into 290k plus 356,000. Great deal for everybody, including you. Well done.
What I try and do is do a very quick, if I've got the floor plans, I ask an architect just to do a very quick, it doesn't have to be even on the CAD system, and you're very capable of doing it yourself, by the way, because of your qualifications. Just a quick, plan, and say, right, we've got 10 flats here or 5 flats here, 1,000 square foot each. These are what they look like, and give them to an agent to actually price.
Yeah.
Rather than just say, a bit of data, a bit of this, bit of that. Hayley's going to love you because she loves data. She loves data.
I actually agree with you on the price per square foot, because it can change depending on the layout and things like that. So I agree with John for once, but I do love data.
Yeah. So, okay, and you're fairly confident you can sell these relatively quickly. Who are they going to? What is your market? Who are you going to be selling to?
Yeah, so it'd be young professionals, and then possibly. I mean, it wouldn't really be students because they don't really want to buy, but there is as like a backup plan if you wanted to rent them out. I know that probably like 3 or 4 doors up, there's a building that had planning permission granted for 1/3 of the floor, the total floor space extension, and then that's been converted into 6 flats that I think have all been rented out. I haven't checked.
To students?
That's for students.
Oh,
yeah.
great. All those idiots running around late at night. Yeah, we need that, don't we? When trying to sell a nice flat.
Yeah.
My advice to anyone buying a property is always go back at night. See what's happening at night, because it makes a lot of difference. You might look lovely in the sun, but at 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, when everyone comes out the pub nearby, it might be noisy. Okay, right. So are we ready to make some offers?
So let me explain. Okay, look, I fund property deals for a living. That's what I do. Okay, the best ones get my backing. Okay, this is a really good deal, and it's got my backing.
Okay, so with his track record, he could be up 100% lender and PG, and you'll be happy with that.
Yep.
Okay, that's interesting.
Why do you need us?
Hang on a sec. We're going
needs
to
the
offers.
290K.
We went to
290K.
offers. Nicholas is offering for
It's not for me.
right.
And I think you've got a good future. I'd like to see someone that's done 2 or 3 more deals than you have to make this investable for me. That's the only reason.
Okay.
But let's do a deal in the future.
Okay. Hey.
Everything kind of ticks the boxes. But I'm
Good
not
looking as well.
Yeah, you know, but I just, there's something about, I don't know whether it's just a bit too optimistic.
Okay.
Your GDV.
So what would you like to do?
Can you come back to me? I'm still thinking.
Okay. Nicholas, where should we go? We've done Nicholas. What about Paul?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, I think you're very investable. I'd like to work with you, but I kind of agree with what Nick said. It's quite a big step up from one single house to, big conversion into 10 flats. And I think it would be too hands-on for me as a partner right at this stage. So that's not for me.
Exactly.
Ranjan, are you in a positive mood?
I mean, I'm always in a positive mood, John.
Nice to hear. Good.
No, I echo a lot of what's been said so far. I think the issue I have with this is that, from personal experience, is that buildings which are a little bit dilapidated, you end up dramatically underestimating the cost of repairing it and bringing it up to a base level.
Before
like
you
when you
start.
do new build, if you like, your problems are in the ground, you get up to DPC level and it's fine. With old build, with conversions, it's pretty much getting it into a decent state of repair so you can start your normal cost per conversion, price per square foot. And I think that is the problem.
You're starting to depress me.
I agree.
It's that, that's an issue that hasn't quite been bottomed out for me. And generally speaking, in areas where property prices are lower than in the south, I tend to prefer newer buildings so that the conversion cost is less, so that you can make your figures work. So for that reason, I'm a little bit uncomfortable with this project.
Is that a no?
It is, I'm afraid.
It doesn't like
On
saying
this
the word
occasion.
no, but unfortunately he's going to.
I like
Okay.
that red light going off.
Okay, let me tell you where I am, Jordan. I think you're very investable. I'm very impressed with your qualifications. Not a great fan of consultants. I'm just paying 1.3 million quid's worth out to consultants on a
To the same
project. On a project at the moment, so I'm feeling a little bit sensitive towards consultants, but working with one and making a profit with them rather than them just taking all the money off me is quite an interesting thing. So I'm going to make you an offer, and my offer is this: I will fund whatever the bank won't fund, and I think we've already heard from Scott, and I'd very much like to do it with Scott, if you would be acceptable to that, subject to interest rates and everything else. I would like 65% of the deal. I'd like you to sign a personal guarantee, which we're both doing that, by the way, on the job. With the bank, we both will do, but of course, because it'll be a joint and several guarantee, that means Muggins here, they'll come to me first, okay? And I'll pay all the guarantee, and then I've got to try and get it back off you, which I'm sure you're a decent, honourable man, and eventually after 10 years, I'll get it. But,
John,
so, yeah.
Don't mean to interrupt you, but he said, Scott, this gentleman then said he could fund it without you having to go
I'm not
on the
interested.
mortgage.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
You wouldn't have to go,
I'm
you
not
won't have to
interested
be
in
on the
that.
PG.
No, if I'm in on the deal, I'm in on the deal. Okay, and
John
I'm
won't
going to
have to
be
be
in
on
on
the
the deal
PG.
with you if you find that acceptable. So,
No, it wouldn't need to be.
Guys,
okay,
You wouldn't need to be on the PG, John.
I wouldn't
Well-
require you to be on a PG.
Well, that's very kind of you.
There you
It's
go.
the first time ever.
We've just sweetened the deal for you.
Okay, you sweeten the deal for me. Either way, 65%, 35% to you. You put your 100 grand in. I'm going to spend some time helping on this because it's your first project of this size. We do this type of size development up and down the country. It's not a problem. I've got a good team which can support and help you, but you're going to be doing it.
Yeah.
I've got properties in Bristol. I've got properties in Exmouth nearby.
Yeah.
I've had stuff in Exeter before, and I'll be delighted to work with you. That is my offer. Hayley's still got to offer.
Or not.
See, John was really, really nice to me earlier.
Thank you, Hayley.
Do I want to return the favour or not?
I noticed
Hayley,
how John
it's business.
John was really selling himself there because I think he saw the threat of Hayley coming.
I don't think I can match John's offer. I agree with everyone. You're super investable. I love the deal. It's great. It ticks all of the boxes. There are a few concerns in the main, what Ranjan kind of highlighted.
Yeah, I agree.
Which all can be mitigated, but I do think that John will be the best person for you to work with on this project.
So you have one offer.
One offer.
What would you like to do?
Excellent. Yeah, I'd love to take it.
Fantastic.
Very good.
Well done.
Well done.
Well done,
Super.
chaps.
Thank you very much.
Well
John.
done. We'll speak later.
Yes, definitely.
Well done. Well done, John. Well done.
I'm just checking I've got all my fingers. Hang on a minute.
You still got your watch after that handshake, John, with Scott?
No, I haven't got. What have you done with it?
I shook his right hand, not his left.
Yeah, but you did that with the left.
Yeah. You got to pick a pocket or two.
I think you got a really good deal there, John.
I like him. Yeah,
I was going to say, you've
really
got a
like
good partner there. You've got a good
I really
partner.
like him. He's professional. He's got professional qualifications.
Yeah.
You know, he's a consultant already. So
He's going to save you that cost.
yeah, well, it
big
will
part of it.
certainly give you more confidence when you're investing, £300,000 with someone. You need to know, that they sort of know what they're doing. And although he hasn't got the experience of that size, he's done other projects. He's obviously got his father helping him as well. Obviously, a strong family unit, which is always good, nice to hear as well.
Got the civil engineering background.
And he's a
as
civil
well.
engineer, and that goes a long way. And there's a lot of transferable skills.
Definitely. Good
So
deal.
I'm delighted, and I love the area. I know the area quite well. I know the city quite well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
The angel that we wanted.
Exactly. Really good news.
And Scott on board as well, so they're a power team for sure.
Yeah, I hope we're going to do really well together.
Yeah, how was the experience for you?
Yeah, it was good. I got lots of positive feedback. That's kind of what I was ultimately hoping for. Obviously investment as well, but yeah, it was super positive, and hopefully, keep in contact for the future as well.
Yeah, great. Well, good luck with it all. We're really excited to watch it unfold with John and with Scott. What's kind of the next step for you guys, do you think?
So the next step is going back to the agent, seeing if we can knock the price down a little bit and make the deal a little bit more appealing. But apart from that, just try and get the deal going, and then meet up with John as soon as we can to kind of hash things out.
Good. I mean, John loves to try and knock a deal down a bit more.
He does.
He has a habit of that, but hopefully you've got some good negotiation skills on you,
Yeah.
and you can make that work next week.
Definitely.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been great having you, and all the best with the deal.
Thank you very much.
Ambitious deals and ambitious contestants today. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. That's all we've got time for, but we will see you next time for Property Elevator.